All right, everybody. This is Wolfman Jack. I'm just lying. Hey, we got all the gals around here today. I was going to say Chumley. No, not Chumley. John Nava is not here today, but we've got extra help coming in the form of Sharon Arnold. And Sharon's going to help me talk a little bit about East End Glass. And we also have Kristi Buck from Burnet Chamber of Commerce. The Blue Bonnet Festival is coming up. We're going to talk to her. We've got Cindy Perdue from Bluegrass Festival in Alpine. We're going to talk to her. And then Dale Curry, a good friend of mine, does a lot of catering, does a lot of nonprofit stuff for the Shrine and all the other people. He does a lot of good things for a lot of people. And we're going to talk about Dale and talk about some of the great things that he fixes that you might want to have sometime. So let's kick it all off right now with East End Glass. And we're going to start with Sunny Holly. My wifey is here with me today. I call her Sunny Bunny. And talk to us a little bit about John's business and what are the things they do at East End Glass.
Yes, they're a full-service residential and commercial glass installation company since 1952. They've been open for business. Brothers Gene and Louis Golick bought the company in 1979, and they do commercial and residential glass. And they're available 24 hours by phone if you need to contact them immediately for glass installation.
Okay, what's their phone number?
Their phone number is 317-2197 or 333-2210.
And that's East End Glass.
East End.
East End Glass. And that's our friend John Nava. He's not here today. He's involved with his church big time today, so we're filling in for him. But that is his company, and Sharon, you've known John a long time.
Oh, yeah.
That company's been there forever, hasn't it?
It has. She just said the years it's been there. It's been there forever.
1952. Yeah.
I wasn't even born then.
Me neither.
But John is so good. I mean, if you need glass done or any repairs, call John and get that done. He's a great guy.
One good thing about John is I can tell you this, whether you're a big client or a little bitty client first time, it doesn't make any difference to John. He gives you the same amount of effort.
He does.
And they were located at 1810 Rigsby in San Antonio.
That's over there on the south side, the old south side boys.
Yeah. And John's been on the rodeo committee since, oh, God, how many years? 40? 50,
yeah, he's
40?
been out there a long time. Well, he knows everybody.
He does.
That's why when we were doing the rodeo, when I found out that I was going to be able to have him and you on the show, it's like, wow, have we got the rodeo covered or what?
And we had a fun time covering the rodeo last year.
And we
this
went out.
Past year.
You did a couple of call-ins from out there, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. John,
and look how far we've come since that one time you called me at my house and said, "Hey, Roy,
wake up!
Who's this?" He said, "This is Sharon." And fortunately, I was smart enough to not say Sharon who, so I talked to her long enough till I figured out who it was. So anyway. We've got something special for you, and I think you're going to talk to this lady right now. You've actually met Kristi Buck on the telephone, haven't you?
Yes, I've talked to Kristi Buck. Kristi, are you there?
I'm here. How are you guys doing today?
Well, Kristi, I'm going to turn you over to Sharon just a little bit and let her talk to you a little bit about the Blue Bonnet Festival.
Wonderful. Thank you.
This is the 42nd Annual Blue Bonnet Festival, April the 11th through the 13th. So tell us a little bit about it, and it's in Burnet, Texas.
It's in Burnet, Texas, and it started back in 1981 when the Texas state legislature officially designated Burnet the Blue Bonnet capital of Texas. Mm-hmm. And then they decided they were going to run with that, and the chamber and a whole bunch of volunteers had the very first Blue Bonnet Festival in 1983.
Wow.
And from there, it has exploded everywhere. We have 300 vendors this year. We have our carnival, the weenie dog races. And this year, for Saturday night, we have Lone Star as our headliner.
Wow, that's great.
And then, of course, our big grand parade that starts on Saturday at noon.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And tons of other stuff along the way. 300 arts and craft vendors, a full food court. The beer garden this year the city has been wonderful and given us a community center. So we'll have our beer garden inside, so you can go in and listen to live music and enjoy your beverage of choice and hang out in the AC for a little bit if it's too hot.
Yeah.
Well,
Chris, you're there until 11:15 every night for 3 days, right?
We are there until on Friday. Well, let's see. Starting on on Thursday, April 10th, we have the family night for the carnival, and that goes from 5 until 10. And then on the 11th, we open vendors and food and everyone at 3 o'clock, and along with the carnival starts at 4, and the carnival's open till 11 that night. Live music from ATX goes from 9 until 10:30 that night, and right before them is Diamond Dogs, and they'll play from 7:30 to 8:30.
Wow, that's
so
great.
We have a big old street dance, and then Saturday we kick off again at 9 a.m. and we go all the way to at least 11:15, if not later. Lone Star is played to end around 11:15-ish or so.
How many years did you say you've been doing this?
This will be my very first Bluebonnet Festival as their event coordinator.
Right.
I have done tons of other events, and most of that was all nonprofit. You know, I did it for fun and volunteer. So this is my first year with them, and I'm having a blast doing it.
That's great. Thank you for your service for doing it for them.
Oh, I love it.
And I love the Bluebonnets. You know, I don't know what other state Bluebonnets are in, but Texas is a great state for Bluebonnets.
Yes.
So what's your phone number? Do they get tickets online, or can they call you? Or
everything at the festival, with the exception of course, you've got to buy your tickets for the carnival, and then the Saturday night concert is $20 cover for Lone Star. Other than that, everything else is free to the public. Bring your money to take care of our vendors is our main thing. We want to take care of our vendors coming in, so we're not charging for anything. But you know, like I said, the carnival, of course, you know. Yeah. And then our one night with Lone Star, the tickets are $20. What we'll do is come about 6 o'clock. We'll clear the square, get ready for the concert, and everyone come back in, have a wonderful time.
That's great. That is really great.
When are the dates for this again?
April 11th, 12th, and 13th. But on April 10th, Thursday night, is when we'll open the Family Night Carnival, which is sponsored by D.R. Horton this year, since they're new to the neighborhood with their new neighborhood. So they are sponsoring the carnival for us.
Well, you know, when this started off, it was not very big. Bluebonnets were big, but this festival was nothing. And then all of a sudden, it's grown and grown and grown, and now it's into a pretty big event, isn't it?
Honest, for my first year, it's wonderful. We last year, I think they went back and told me the other day they reran numbers from last year, and it was 30,000-ish people on Saturday, and they're estimating between 47 and 50,000 people for the entire festival last year.
Great.
Which not bad. That's a lot of folks.
The vendors are going to do well. The vendors will do well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gave me a hiccup when I heard that. I was like, oh, okay.
Now, if people are listening right now and they say, it sounds pretty good, I think I'd like to go, how do they reach you?
They can reach us at bluebonnetfestival.org, or my personal email at work is Kristi, Kristi, at burnetchamber.org. I will be happy to answer any questions I can. I am running around, my head chopped off right now, so I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
That's great.
And it's officially called the Bluebonnet Festival, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And your phone number one more time.
Our phone number, actually, let me give you the email or our website, because we're running around so much, the phones aren't, we only have 3 lines.
Right.
So, but it's bluebonnetfestival.org.
Bluebonnetfestival.org. Very good.
Yes,
and 42 years. That's great. 42 years.
Well, Kristi Buck, thank you. I'm glad I stopped in to see you the other day, and I appreciate you visiting with us today.
Thank you for being on the radio.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kristi Buck here at the Bluebonnet Festival, and it's going to be a big event, I can guarantee you, because they do it every year, and everybody has a good time, lots of good things to drink and eat, and, of course, what would a festival be like in Texas without great music? We're going to talk a little bit more about our sponsors. And by the way, if you would like to be a sponsor of Talk About Texas, we would love to have you on. You call me at 830-426-9228, 830-426-9228, and we'll talk about it. We've got a lot of flexibility. If you'd like to be part of our team here, we welcome you. Speaking of part of the team, Gamez and Gamez Facility Solutions are part of the team. They've been with us from the very beginning. Julio and Ida? Ida. I knew I was going to get that wrong. Ida Gamez are owners of Facility Solutions, and they are one of our big sponsors. And they have 7 different corporations, and they do all kinds of things. And this is just a little bit. Preventive maintenance, freezers, fryers, grills, plumbing, power washing, special lighting, concrete, asphalt, paving, and striping, electrical. I mean, they do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they do.
If you have any questions, just call them at 210-601-0761. And the main reason you'd want to do business with Gamez and Gamez is Julio. But between myself and John Nava, and you've known him for a while, he's been active at the stock show and rodeo for many, many, many years. Mm-hmm. So we know Julio. I don't know him by his specific work that he does, but I know him by his handshake and his commitment to what he says gets done. So if that's attractive to you, and you like people that do what they say and get their word, follow their word, then we've been around him for a long time, and everything he says, he does. Yeah. He's a great guy.
It's a great company.
210-601-0761. His wife's involved in the company. And as we all know, guys, if it's the business, a lot of times the men get the credit, but we know who's behind the throne. And in this case, that's it. Ida is over there taking care of things, and she's just as important to that organization as he is. And he'd be the first one to tell you that, if he's smart. So anyway.
And he has a nonprofit company also.
They're getting ready to put that together, and as soon as that's done, we're going to be talking about that.
Right.
Gamez and Gamez Facility Solutions, Julio and Gamez. Phone number again, 210-601-0761. Give him a call. Tell him that Ron Houston sent you. All right, let's move on here. We have got... let's see, Cindy Perdue from the Bluegrass Festival in Alpine, Texas. Cindy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good to talk to you again. We hadn't seen you in a long time.
Yes.
The last time I was there, I think, was the last Bluegrass Festival, right?
A couple of years ago, yes.
Yeah, when is the festival?
This year, the festival is October 3rd and 4th. That's a Friday and Saturday.
And describe the festival. What happens at a Bonnet, at a Bluegrass Festival?
At the Bluegrass Festival, okay, what happens is we bring in a few of our Bluegrass bands from around the country, and we'll kick off Friday evening around 4:30. And we also have a jam tent set up so people can bring their instruments and sit outside and do some jamming if they wish. Saturday, we will have some workshops. We have a free workshop for the public to come and participate in. And again, the jam tent is set up. The festival is indoors, which is a big plus for us. And so, yeah, everybody needs to come out and join us in all the fun.
Wow, that sounds great.
Have you noticed that there's a big passion by bluegrass people versus other genres of music?
Yes, I do. The passion is very strong. Their followers will go across the country to watch their favorite bands play, and the unity of the people who play the music, whether they're playing professionally or not, they love to sit around and jam, and they're lifetime friends. They may not see each other for a few months, maybe up to a year, until their next favorite festival, which we hope is ours. But, they will sit in and start picking again and just pick up where they left off. It's a very strong bond, if you will.
And see, that's an experience. I've been around music for a long time, so I've got a chance to see that happen. But for people that have never seen a bunch of musicians come together and just jam, that's a different kind of music that they do on stage.
Yeah,
on stage is when they're paid. But when they're sitting around about 30, 40 of them in a circle and everybody's picking and grinning, it's a special kind of music because they're doing it for each other and themselves. That's it.
Yeah.
Cindy, what is the website for the festival?
The website is bigbendbluegrass.com, and that's all one word, lowercase, and they can go to our festival page. We have different tabs, and of course, we have one dedicated to the festival, and they can see who we have on our lineup and ticket prices, and we also have some local accommodations who are providing discounts for the festival as well.
Okay.
Good.
Do you have a single source that people can go to find a place to stay? Because one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on early, we'll bring you on again, but early, where people could be reminded that if they want to go to the Bluegrass Festival, Alpine's not San Antonio, so they don't have that many hotels.
Right.
So if you want
Correct.
one, you better get one. Same thing with RV
The earlier,
spaces.
the better.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. And yes, on our website, again, on the festival page, I have a dedication of the accommodations, like
Okay.
I said before, who are providing discounts for the festival. And then they will be able to click on another link that will take them to other accommodations that the visitor center has available as well, for other people to pick from and stuff. In our RV parks that we have out there, the Lost Alaskan is super, and of course I have some other RV parks listed as well.
Wow.
So you can help them out then if they call in.
Correct.
Now,
Yes.
give me that number again. What's your number that people can reach you in case they have questions?
Sure. Yes, they can reach me at 432-238-6850.
432-238-6850, and I have that number here in case somebody else needs that. We'll get it to you. Now, tell me, this is off the subject, but tell me something about those murals on all the buildings down there. Do you know anything about that and who did that?
Yes. Well, there's different artists in the community, in the surrounding area that have contributed to the murals and stuff, and that's something that has started, years ago, and they have one dedicated to some law enforcement, and the newest one that they have that is just right by the railroad tracks that they can see is dedicated to musicians and stuff, and that is a really neat mural to see. They have
Well, they've got a lot of them, don't they?
Oh yeah, there's murals all over town. So yes, and they have an alleyway that has pole paintings and different things like that too. So, they can make a trip of it and come listen to music, and then on their downtime walk around town and see these murals as well.
Wow, that's great.
Something else that's also interesting there is you have Big Bend not too far from there, right?
Yeah, yes, we have the national park, the Big Bend National Park.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Fort Davis National Park. We have the McDonald Observatory that is not far away,
Which is a big deal.
And then yes, it is. And then at the State College that we have in Alpine, they also have a museum dedicated to the Big Bend, which is really a neat feature to see.
So if you come to Alpine to this event, and when is the event going to be again, Cindy?
October 3rd and 4th.
And the phone number to call again if they need information?
Yes, they can reach me at 432-238-6850.
So what I'm saying is there's more to do and see than just go to the Bluegrass Festival.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff to see and do, and especially if you're a Big Bend type person.
Trip out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. They can make a nice trip out of it, and it's a great place to go. Now, it's not for everybody, but I love those mountains and everything. I like going up there and driving around and just a great
The
crisp
scenery
air.
is beautiful.
It's a beautiful place, yes, and it's peaceful and quiet.
Yes.
And it's a good place to go and decompress and enjoy your music, which is always relaxing and fun and so much to see. And we will also have food vendors at the festival as well.
Well, Cindy Perdue from the Bluegrass Festival in Alpine, Texas. Thank you very much for being on
Thank
Talk
you.
About
Yeah.
Texas.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you so
on.
much for having me. Thanks.
Well, I hope to see you. We're going to see if we can make it out there again this year.
Absolutely. I hope so.
See you later. All right, let's see. On the phone right now is the one and the only, the famous Dale Curry. Hi, Dale Curry. How are you?
Ron, it is a pleasure to be with you. And they say if you want something done, give it to a busy person, and it's time to take a break. I was just putting the 7th rib in a canvas-covered chuck wagon point-of-sale static display I'm going to be taking down to the TikTok influencers soiree in Madisonville, Texas.
That's where you're at now?
Going to be. No, I'm here at the shop putting that steel. I've got a 7th curved steel rib going in a canvas covered chuck wagon.
I see what you're saying.
You have no idea.
You said rib. I was thinking something to eat.
Yeah, well, I've catered for 25 years, and I appreciate you giving me a call. It gives me a chance to take a break. I've catered for 25 years, and before I made my barbecue pits, I just wanted to let you know, I went to every major and super regional barbecue cook-off in the country, and I asked them, if you could build your pit differently, what would you change and why? I'm in no competition with them, and they just sat down and shared with me all of the secrets that they have when they built their pits. So I didn't make the same mistakes, and all of that knowledge is in the 2 barbecue pits that I have, and they have served me masterfully.
Now, how did you get connected with the Shriners?
Well, I don't know that you know, Ron, but I am a Mason in 2. I'm endowed 2 Masonic lodges. One is in Burnet, Texas. The other one is here. The Charles Anderson Masonic Lodge was named for the 1604 Charles Anderson loot. This guy was a judge here in San Antonio, and he was instrumental in forming that Masonic Lodge. And you have to be a Mason to be a Shriner. And I am a proud member of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Nobles of the Alsfar Temple of the Shrine here in San Antonio.
So that doesn't hurt you for networking, right? That does you a pretty good platform to network from.
It certainly does not. All of Canada and the United States, I do a lot of catering at the Alsfar Shrine, as you can imagine. And I'm out there one time. The International Association of Motor Corps has 1,600 members. That's all of Canada and the United States. Shriners do a lot of parades. We have 21 hospitals in the United States. We spend $2.5 million a day putting these children back together and handing them to their parents, no charge. That's what Shriners do. And I am delighted to be involved with those guys. So there's 1,600 of the International Association of Motor Corps guys here in San Antonio. I'm catering at the Alsfar Shrine. There's 1,600 of them. I have 4 serving lines, and it's going smooth as you can imagine. And Margaret and Helen were in my line, and you can hear people talk as they come up. And Margaret said, Helen, with my ability to cook and your ability to sell, she said, I think we can do this catering thing. And they got in front of me and said, Dale, how did you get into the catering business? And I said, Margaret, I don't know. My whole life, I wanted to be an auctioneer. So I went to auction school in Kansas City and in Nashville, Tennessee. That auction rattle just intrigues me. So I went to school for it. But I had trouble in both locations. They wanted you to say, I've got a quad-hinged, squatless, thistle-free, 3-fingered box-back, full-breasted, full-button Western model, genuine orthopedic, rotating and vibrating bicycle seat, complete with monochromatic Velcro chin strap and retractable power cord. It's sitting on an oak china cabinet. It's glass-lined, felt-shelled. It's all balled and claw-footed. For one money, you better start them along. Look, hey, but the auction's on. Oh, but how many dollars? How about a 30, but a 5, not 35, not 40, not 2.5? How about David bid money, get on her daughter down there to buy them? They bid them on $100, $150. Boom, I sold it to you, $200 bidder,
Dale.
45, lot 15. And Helen said, what in heaven's name have we bought? And her friend said, I don't know, but the auctioneer said it was one of the best ones they'd ever made, and it was guaranteed to work at one time. I had trouble saying that, so I became a caterer. Would you like sauce on that, ma'am? That's where that whole thing started.
We're going to have to get out of here. Give your phone number and how people can reach you, okay?
I am at 210-889-6116. There's a guy that you know that I know. His name is Joe Davis. You know Joe?
Yeah, Joe. He's a friend.
Joe is a friend here. This is the man, as you know, that was driving the car when Kennedy and Connolly got shot.
Oh, wow.
He is that Texas Ranger. Well, my culinarily trained saucier and I went up to Fredericksburg and just
Joe, we got to go.
Wedding.
We're gonna have to get out. Phone number one more time.
210-889-6116.
All right, and you do great catfish too, don't you?
I'm telling you, it's infamous. That and the fried bacon, I'm known for that.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Dale
Thank
Curry.
you.
And your company's name again is?
Action Catering.
Action Catering. Dale Curry. Phone number again one more time.
210-889-6116.
Thank you, Dale Curry. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for being
Thanks,
on.
Ron.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we're getting ready to wrap it up here. Old Ron Houston's here with our lady friends, my wife, and the one and only Sharon Arnold is with us. And ladies, we're glad to have you here today, and I appreciate
thank
you
you.
showing up. And we're going to do this again next week. More talk about Texas. Be here or be square. Talk to you later.
Great.
Have a great